your stock pace ball or fastball.
Right.
Now, if you put them here, in between the two, that's going to make it swing. And that'll be arm side, we say. You guys would say leg, but we refer to the pitcher. So arm side, your arm.
Yeah,
you
gotcha.
throw with, or glove side is because you have the glove in this hand.
Right, if you're right-handed. Yeah, gotcha. Look at that. Oh, like that. Fabulous.
Speaking of variations, here's Naveen ul Haq. Just one over in the power play. Starts very wide.
David was on, sitting there watching as his teammates really weren't going. I thought he might come in with some, let me show you what we need to do, energy. Well, he's just kind of following suit.
Yeah, and we speak about the elements a whole lot, the pitch, and you said, and our expectation today was that batting second, it would be that much easier. I don't think it's been that much easier in looking at the way that the Texas Super Kings innings went as well. Just checking if it's pitched outside the cut stuff there or actually outside the return crease, because you've got to pitch within in order for it to not be called a no ball rather than a wide. Oh, he's gone there again. I wonder if this is inside. Oh, this time he might be outside, It might be outside.
Yeah, he found the boundary and now he's testing the limits of it.
Yeah, 3 deep offside. Again, bigger side of the ground. Tim David batting outside of off stump.
Yeah, so with regard to this pitch, and straight up looking at it, said, oh, good pitch. You want to make sure, win the toss, bowl first. You want to bat second because later on it'll slick on quite nicely. But in the Texas Super Kings innings, they get off like a house on fire out of the blocks. And then it seems to kind of come to a grinding halt, a period well in the middle where they're not able to hit boundaries anymore, as if all the pace just goes out of the pitch. And at the time, we're just thinking, oh, great bowling by MI New York.
Yeah, just to support that, you look at the first 11 overs that you talk about. They were flying 108 for 1, close to 10 and over. But since that 11 over mark, next 19 overs, less than a run a ball, less than 6 runs and over. So clearly has gotten a lot more challenging.
No boundary for the last 26 balls. 42 balls. And I don't even think we've had one chased down in a while. It's all been within the infield.
Does it carry? It's a great effort. Mawson is not excited, though. I think it may have just fell short. They'll have a look.
Yeah, generally, the reaction will tell you everything.
It was a very unconfident call for a review.
To the umpire director, we'll get a fair catch review. I've checked the front foot, it's a fair delivery. You can go to the vision of the catch, please. Roll through. Okay, can you just roll this far? You got another angle there, roll for me. It looks like the ball's hit the ground. Any other angles at all? Thank you. Yeah, roll through. Okay, yeah, just roll. Just go back again, please. Yeah, that's ball on the ground, ball on the ground. So I got my decision for the big screen.
Yeah, third umpire, TV umpire says that's not out. You hear him there say ball on the ground. I wonder how different that would have been had the reaction been positive, up and chuck it up in the air. Not that you want to claim it when you know that it's hit the ground. But when you don't know and you think you've caught it, rather the positive reaction to give the umpire something to do. You watch here, his reaction is, oh, there, I'm in. I don't know if that's hit my fingers or not. I feel I'm not sure. Straight away is what he does, right? But if he goes up, there's a decision for you to make as the TV umpire. If you're sending it upstairs, you're saying it needs checking. You're saying maybe I caught it.
You put it in their hands to review it, the other team. It's their decision to make now. You can't always trust that because, you know, with the LBW earlier, how long it took the umpire to make the call, I think he kind of did that. Did their team like, well, let's review it because he thought about it for a while. And he got it right. Little wink, too.
Yeah, it's like Australians, John Boy. The only time they'd walk, most of them, is if they missed the bus.
This should be an... Oh, no, no, no. He thought he had it, Mohamed Mohsin. They're already celebrating. That is a massive missed opportunity. 51 for 4.
You owe me a drink.
To rectify his error. On the trap, trying to get some urgency in this innings. Last season, when these two teams met, Mohsin used that googly to great effect against Tim David, against Pollard, the bigger ball strikers. Look for it out the back of the hand. Field set as well, deep leg side, so protection for it. Leg break. Mohamed Mohsin, he has been so good in this MLC. Just deception. Tim David goes.
There's a man with a plan. He said, oh, I think I can get this batter. I'm bowling next over. I'll just keep the ball in my hands here. At least that can get rid of the bad thoughts. A new memory erases those. And it's back to smiles.
Yeah, brilliantly done. They're all over them here. TSK in the ascendancy. It's 52 for 5.
The king of Afghanistan. And to call him Rashid Khan, Afghanistan captain. He got a 31 a couple of days ago in North Carolina. It was crucial. Getting them past 150. Probably needs a bit more than that today. Facing his opposite number in Mohsin. Leg spinner to leg spinner. Three deep leg side. Fact that he outfought him last year with the googly. I wonder how much that contributed to the dismissal of Tim David. Was he expecting a googly?
There's bounce. Here's the toppy. Yeah, good bounce. Yeah, beautiful bowling. Didn't pick it. He's playing for the googly there, playing inside. Oh, classical leg spinner. Ouch.
Doesn't carry to deep point. Just has a confidence, Mohamed Mohsin. Looks confident always. 54 for 5 after 12.
Oh, good. No.
It's been a chase that has never quite got going for MI New York. Manan Patel is battling out there. Is this finally going to break the shackles? It is. Pumped down the ground by Manan Patel all the way for 6. A shot that Matthew Hayden would have played well in his pump.
The first boundary in 53 deliveries. Can you believe that, Andrew? Unbelievable. He's pumped that down the ground. Just an off-pace delivery. He'll try and mix it up here at this stage, DJ. And TT Data, massive 6.
Around the wicket now comes DJ Bravo. Hey, that's when you go through patches like this, particularly up at the top of the order, and I'm like in a little bit lower than that today, but what do? Do you have to innovate? Do you have to come down at the bowler?
Well, I think we saw what not to do in Corin Pollard, actually, by just trying to mix up his footwork every delivery. I think there has to be a consistent approach to your game. Sometimes you're not going to hit it as sweetly as other times, but you can't just go in and expect to change a bowler's length every ball. I mentioned the analogy between driving. Your car just doesn't go to 6th gear. It has to go through gears. Now, in good form, it'll go to 1 to 6 much quicker. In bad form, though, it'll take a little more time, and you have to, like anything with human nature, just go with the flow with that. But consistently, what you must do, and what you tend to get away from, is not watching the ball closely. That is your primary concern as a batsman. It's the only thing that has any right to do any damage to you.
Change of angle causing issues for Patel after that maximum. One of the other challenges for Manan Patel, if you look at his USA career, T20Is, he almost always opens the batting. And here he's in at number 4. And that's a shot that he'd play with much more ease, isn't it, in the power play?
Yeah, hard ball. It does matter. He's actually got the breeze in his favour as well. Saw Marcus Stoinis storming in from that bottom end with the breeze. So these are all things that you have to have in your mind. The variables.
Comes over the top of extra cover, but the boundary is that big out there. Won't go all the way for 4. 2's not enough at the moment for MI New York, but can they build a partnership? Rashid Khan, it's a very dangerous batter.
10, isn't he? I said that at the pre-show today. One of the things I believe where he's really continues to make impact on the international game, let alone franchise cricket, is just how he's had the ability to be able to consistently change 1 or 2 things. Now, his batting's been one of those. He's now in a position that he's more than just a handy batter. He's a consistent batter.
Another swing and a miss. Yeah, I think he's a 3-dimensional cricketer. been a special night. Sunday night, floodlights on, and the atmosphere. I just spent the last 5 or 6 overs out around the concourse. There's the ground MC doing a great job. And the thing that I loved last month at the T20 World Cup, which we're seeing doubled down upon here at Cognizant Major League Cricket, is the introduction of our brilliant sport, the sport that you and I love, to new people. And that's what this is all about.
And that little touch of yellow and blue there. We've seen that before. Big single has to go, does. It's the end of the 13th, it's 64 for 5.
Hey, how important is a league like this in terms of expanding the sport, not just in a market that's as big as America, but also just in the whole region, Canada North, and then looking further south too?
Yeah, we heard Jimmy talk about how the USA did so well in the more recent T20 World Cup. And with the now hope of continuing on that, they've got something to build on. Now you look at this facility and it's world class. It's got the appropriate number of seats to create a great atmosphere, excellent lights, a world-class outfield, and a very consistent wicket, which MI, New York, has not managed, to really capitalise on tonight. So, it's the fundamentals is what I'm trying to say, is the sport will grow because you have a fan base.
It's going to be cut off by Long Off, who does enough. And you have to remember, all of the games in the playoffs will be here. That was the concourse. We just saw it there. Really good crowd, close to a full house. And when you walk along that concourse there where those tents are in the background, can't beat the man. You just get this beautiful sense of a proper oval. It feels like a very American cricket venue, but you're right, it's a world-class cricket venue.
And it's a consistent program. There's no point in having 1 or 2 matches and then the game just vanishing throughout the course of the year in competition with all the other sports here.
Inside out, over extra, gets 4. Rashid Khan is so dangerous. He's a full 3-dimensional player. He can score anywhere 360. Here's a little fight back coming.
Yeah, fraction over pitched. It's a wrong one. Bowling to a master. Of the wrong one, and leg spinner in himself, Rashid Khan. Picked it nicely, but it'll host 16 games is the point in this MLC, including playoff matches. End of the 14th, 71 for 5.
Yeah, I've been up in Morrisville doing the games up there, just come in for this one match, and there's a very different feel from Morrisville with the day games and the extreme heat to here. The most perfect temperature under floodlights. I think the 7:30 p.m. starts local time are beautiful. You can see the crowd. Really appreciate that as well. They've come in great numbers, enjoying their food and their beverages. Don't know if you're a film buff, but the great Hollywood movie Field of Dreams, there's a little bit of a feel to that there. That was in Iowa. This is in Texas, in Grand Prairie. Good shot. Really nicely played. Uses the pace up over 80 miles an hour and gets a boundary.
We'll need some sort of script to pull this off here, New York. Not even Kevin Costner and all of his charm and wisdom would pull off something like 17 runs required. That's the status of this game. Now, folks, if you haven't watched a lot of cricket, That's nigh on impossible for so many overs. But cricket's made to prove you wrong consistently.
Well, to keep the field of dreams analogy going, they need Shoeless Joe Jackson, Ray Liotta to walk out of the Iowan cornfield and to play the innings of his life.
The guys that see the game, feel the game, watch the game, compared to the modern day dugout, which is very stats driven, very match-up driven, and very specialised. So,
oh, Rashid Khan! Yes, you can, all the way. Let's get the NTT data tracker on that. Gotta be 300 foot plus, monstrous.
Yeah, they're going to need to catch a bus and maybe a train to get that back. That's huge. Fellow countrymen, but there is absolutely zero concern for each other in this situation. Look at this, is out of the park. 338 feet. Well, that's number 2 seed of the tournament. Rashid Khan, you little ripper.
We had one in Morrisville from Mitchell Santner, who's missed out today for the Texas Super Kings. It was right around that distance. But as you said, off his fellow countrymen, pumping it all the way up towards Lone Star Park. And the new ball is being called for. If anyone could do something special here, well, Rashid Khan is just the man you want out there. Look where he's batting on off stump. Back to back, bang bang, goes Rashid Khan. Awesome ball striking, and the crowd, they love it.
I was saying about his impact. Just continues to improvise and adapt. No longer just a average hitter. He's a very good striker of the ball. Again, another huge 6. 318 feet. And he's not the size of Kyron Pollard or Stephen Taylor. He's just a wee man, really.
The bat speed, though, Haydos, it's quite phenomenal.
Yeah, he climbs into it with his hands, doesn't he? Really gives it everything he got. Gets that real whippage that's required. Throws his hands through it. It's a good pickup, Andrew. You have a look at this. Bat speed. And actually he's quite still on his feet, so he does get a base as well. Doesn't try and overcomplicate it too much.
And the thing I love that he's doing in this over, look at where he's batting. So he's setting up outside off stump to target that shorter side. Wherever that's delivered from his countryman, he's going to try and pump it for 6. Here comes the helicopter. Won't be 6, but 6-6-4. Rashid Khan, a smile as broad as the sun. Finally, MI New York have something to cheer in this chase.
A great over. They need a couple of big ones. Again, keeping it pretty simple. Misses his mark. Naveen just gets under it, and the blades of the chopper start to whirl. Gives a bit of wapak. Fantastic.
You have to remember, it's not just about the win, which they're now maybe starting to dream of. To walk through those cornfields and find a way into this contest. Net run rate can be crucial too. Last year they only made the playoffs on net run rate, and the table's looking incredibly tight. Naveen Ul-Haq's going to come around the wicket now. This goes a long way again. It doesn't quite go all the way to the larger side, but it's a sensational over. Rashid Khan, you beauty, 25 off it. It's 96 for 5. And it's going to be time for the second strategic timeout. Well, Rashid Khan has brought this game to life. Again, it's a little mini helicopter this time. Not the full chopper needed. Nearly gets it all the way for 6 to the longer side. And Stephen Fleming maybe just has some questions to answer. MI New York, as we look at their batting card, Haydos, they must be wondering they could have just had a slightly better start. They'd be in this game.
I don't think it was an overly unachievable score. I think it was above par. But the reality is, in that last over, went for 25. The previous 4, just 26 off. So they've got this momentum starting to really direct the game as it should have been. They'll look at that top order, MI, and think, what happened? Too slow. Not enough intent for mine, Andrew. Just needed a bit more energy and intent up top.
Yeah, there was a fraction of it from Stephen Taylor. But Stephen Taylor has an uncanny habit of getting up to a good start and then not kicking on. Nicholas Poran, that was the big moment. It was a decision that was given late by Murray Erasmus, but it was proven to be right. And a wry smile. There was the flashing blade of Taylor. A couple of nice boundaries into the offside, but then he was really caught out for pace, wasn't he? Slipped up in a big way, and from there, winnings, it's gone nowhere until Rashid Khan's brilliance.
Yeah, way too many balls. The captain dropped opportunity. Simple catch, and then the very next over, the same bloke that dropped is back in business. This. We were going to sleep on this match before this over. Thought it was going to be signed, sealed and delivered. But cricket's a funny game. 25 runs you see here. Boundaries galore.
Just love what a showman Rashid Khan is as well. He's box office. He really is Hollywood. It's fitting he's here. So the last over is gone. So the last over is gone 25. 4 overs before that. Created just. And Patel gets into the act now. That's right out of the screws. May well have gone all the way. We'll have a boundary check. It's the bigger side. Perfectly splits the two fielders. MI New York, the 100's up by the way. They're on a roll.
Yeah, to me it looked like it just travelled. It's the elevation, it's against the breeze that crashes into the Toblerone, so no problems. That'll be a 6. It's always really important when you're looking at going at 15s, even less than that. Those first boundary to bring up the partnership of 50. The first delivery has to go for a 4 or a 6.
Slashed away, it's going to be 4 more. Everyone but long off is up on the offside. Madank Patel gets into the act now. Game on in Texas somehow.
Now that running scoreboard down the bottom of your screen there says it all. This little tricky momentum shift here for Texas Super Kings. They need to find a way. In fact, they probably just need to go to death bowling. They need to have 3 or 4 balls of death balls. Last 8 going for 35. So a couple of balls of being silent will bring pressure.
Very difficult to keep that rate up. If they can have another little phase like that, one more massive over, a supersonic over, 20 plus, all of a sudden Faf du Plessis will have a headache or two. Kind of impact Rashid Khan has on the game, bat, ball or in the field, it's quite phenomenal.
Yeah, that last dot ball, that was the absolute key. Don't be surprised to see a wicket fall off this very next ball. There's even one dot ball when you almost 16 runs required is key.
Nice piece of innovation. He went deep in his crease. He's used the pace and he's going to get 4 more. The boundaries are flowing around Grand Prairie all of a sudden.
You saw the last few overs for MI. Rabada's last over was brilliant. Bolt's last over was brilliant. And why was it good? Because they bowled Yorkers. It was just shut down play. Going for boundaries now because of the length. And they're going both sides of the ground. Find a way to have the courage to bowl something deep into the crease. Round that Yorker length.
That's going to be a wide. Decides to come around the wicket, tries to close off the angle. The required run rate, Haydos, is 15 per over or so. They've already got that this over with 2 balls to go.
I don't think that the Super Kings will be that concerned. They realise this is going to take some striking. But
this won't go all the way. There is protection out there. Khan wants the second. Malang Patel needs to go. And he's going to get in as Conway can't collect cleanly. Brilliant work by the subfielder, Cameron Stevenson. If he could have picked that up, that could have been gone.
Oh, would have been gone. Gone for all money. Just couldn't gather it. It was probably a little bit far away from the stumps as well. It was a very good, clean pickup. He got a great bounce for a start. And then this throw, look, was just a wide and just a bit full. Made it too tough on Conway. A pick up there, gone.
Just be a single to round out another expensive over. 18 have come from it. And MI New York are dreaming of something very special. 114 for 5.
We have a game on our hands. Life back into this game. It was looking like a one-sided affair with Texas Super Kings containing this MI New York batting lineup, but this partnership of 62 has just given a lot of hope to MI New York. Here's Bravo, as expected. Chris Morris alongside me. Chris, you've been in this situation numerous times. What's required here by Faf du Plessis and his bowlers?
Well, I think you can control the controllables, and that's forcing batters to hit to one side of the field. You've obviously got quite a big boundary on the one side. You want to force the batters to be hitting exactly to that long boundary, and when you can control that, you can almost control the run flow. But the way Rashid Khan's playing at the moment, he's playing all round the ground, and he's such a dangerous player because he hits in unorthodox places on the cricket field. So keeping it calm as a bowler, sticking to your plans, and if a chance comes, it's ever so important for the fielding team to take that chance.
Short boundary on the leg side to the right-hander batted. That's Rashid Khan. Bravo again with this ploy of bowling round the wickets and going across the right-hander. The last 2 overs, lots of boundaries courtesy Rashid Khan. That 15th over plundered 25 runs off Naveen Haq. And then Manak Patel also getting into the act, scoring 18 off Stoinis. 45 runs off the last 13 balls. Clobbered and muscled well, Rashid Khan with another 6. Momentum shifted.
When he's in this type of mood, he is so difficult to bowl to. He came out with intent, he understood the assignment. There was no time to hang about. Bravo going to the slower ball, back of a length. And Rashid Khan muscling that one straight down the ground. Momentum, you feel, is firmly with the MI New York team now.
Well, no doubting his all-round ability. Rashid Khan, 9 sixes off his last 45 balls in T20 cricket. And that's what he can contribute with the bat. Of course, has that massive reputation with the ball. But he is a match winner. I'm sure many of you who follow his career will know of his exploits in the IPL. Giving his team a chance for a win. What's Bravo's response? Nails a Yorker. Good response from Bravo. So once more recognizing where Rashid Khan is standing. He's way outside off stump, deep into the crease. So that's information for you as a bowler.
Yeah, with Bravo not having a fine link behind square, he has to be so perfect in his execution of line specifically. If you just look at the body language of the TSK fielders, it's almost like the wind's been taken out of their sails, a little bit more tense, not as relaxed as they were early on in the game. And that tells you they're under pressure.
No wide signal. Well, of course, the umpire is taken into consideration where Rashid Khan is positioned. So, although it's beyond that blue line, it's still well within his reach. Unique field here by Faf du Plessis. 2 fielders in that 30-yard circle offside. 3 deep. Deep third, deep extra cover, and a long off. Should be out. Deception from Bravo. Miscommunication from the fielders. Mohamed Mohsin and Devon Conway spilling an easy opportunity. Dear, oh dear.
You saw it happening straight away. Would have been the big wicket of Rashid Khan, the danger man. The captain not happy. The slower ball for Bravo. Excellent bowling, getting the dip, forcing Rashid Khan to play slightly early. And with that top edge, you saw the confusion straight away. Devon Conway, the man with the gloves on. And you would feel it's definitely the fielder coming in's catch. You always say the fielder coming in has to take that massive moment in this game.
Yeah, appeared as though Devon Conway made the call and then realized he couldn't get there. Mohamed Mohsin had to make the dive at the last minute. 2 is the call. There is protection. Confines it to 1. So 10 runs from the over, 17 gone, 124 for 5.
The tension is definitely building up here in Texas. Grand Prairie Stadium starting to buzz all of a sudden. It was a little bit down early on when the game looked like it was done and dusted. Some tense faces, coaching staff included.
Tense faces in the MI New York camp, as expected. These 2 teams, they never give up hope despite their situation. Can the MI New York pull off a blinder in this run chase? There's an air of expectation amongst the crowd. Naveen ul Haq didn't have the best of overs in the last one. Conceded 26. Here he is now to bowl the 18th. Cut away. And goes all the way. We'll wait for the umpire to confirm. 50 up for Monak Patel, his 4th 50 in T20s. What a knock in this run chase.
Such a good shot from Manang Patel. Just have a look at the boundary check here. From our point of view, it looked like it landed on the boundary rope directly. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's 6. A good way to start the over for Manang. And there's confirmation coming up now from the umpire. 6 runs. That's an excellent 50. We thought at one stage he was slowing down, he was under pressure, but he's managed to get that run rate up, managed to play a few good shots. Let's not forget he was dropped on 9.
Right, 47 from 17. How will Naveen respond? Length outside the off stump. .31 runs off the last 8 balls that Naveen will have has bowled. Yeah, that's a fine cricket shot. Swing coming in at the right time, hitting the ball in front of point, offside. Good fast hands from Monak Patel. Will be searching for another boundary. That required rate 17.5. Slices it offside. Time now for Rashid Khan. Majority of his strokes so far this innings from Rashid. Straight, leg side. Hasn't really used the offside option, Rashid Khan.
Yeah, that shorter boundary definitely drawing him in, but that's one thing he can do. He's got those whippy wrists that he has. We saw an example of the helicopter shot that we call in cricket a couple of overs ago. He can definitely clear it. And watch if he does go to... You almost feel like something big's going to happen in this over.
3 deep fielders, leg side. Now with this field, he wouldn't mind Rashid Khan hitting leg side, taking the aerial route, because if he doesn't get it right, there are 3 fielders in. Yeah, left of screen. That's the offside, right leg side, the 3 deep fielders. Power. For a moment, you felt it was going to go to long off. But Rashid Khan gets another maximum. Wow, this is an innings of substance.
The one disadvantage of playing against a countryman who's faced you plenty in the nets. Slower ball the ball before pace on this occasion. And there's the example. The helicopter shot, blowing those hands straight through the line of the ball. And the trajectory of that, as you mentioned, Darren, we thought potentially could have gone straight down to Faf du Plessis on the boundary, but the power.
Oh, he struck that on the move. Such is the power in his hands, his arms, his swing. Swings once more, doesn't make contact, so 13 from the over. Frustration from Rashid Khan. 137 for 5. So a few options here for Faf du Plessis. 1 over remaining from Marcus Stoinis. Dwayne Bravo, of course, with 1. But I guess the timing of it will be crucial. Timing of the use of his bowlers.
And you always felt as a captain, this is the over that you need to win if you're defending a total. You always bowl the bowler that you'd want to win the game for you in the 19th. You always look at it and you go, what is the most that you want to chase in the last over as a batter, and what's the most you want to defend, or the least you want to defend? So it's a bit of a chess game now. 1 big over and you feel that MI are in. And a very good over from Bravo, you would feel that the Stoinis should look to defend and be able to defend.
It's the right choice here by Faf du Plessis to go with Bravo, who's built his reputation in T20 cricket bowling at this stage of the innings. Expect slower deliveries. He will continue to use that angle from round the wicket to the right-hander. Problem is the right-hander is hitting to that shortest leg side boundary. Bravo. Nails the Yorker. Dot delivery to start. So pressure on Monarch Patel, pressure on this batting pair.
And just the start that Bravo was after, nailing that wide Yorker perfectly. The shot was on. You almost feel if he just waited the split second, he could have carved that behind square or even square.
Getting the ball behind the stumps. That's the way the modern T20 batter plays, using pace, reverse, scoops, paddle sweeps. Something we might just see from Rashid Khan. Bottom edge, Conway does well. So this over from Bravo so far, swinging things firmly in favor of Texas Super Kings.
And Rashid Khan has struck the ball so well tonight. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't gone down on one knee to try and lap Dwayne Bravo. And with the angle that Bravo's creating, it is difficult, but at this stage of the game, you've got to look to take that risk with the fielders up.
Power, raw power from Rashid Khan. That's another six. His six in his innings.
Why play the scoop when you can do that, Darren? Last year, Rashid Khan hit 10 sixes in an innings when he scored 79 of 32. He is definitely capable. Execution perfect from Rashid Khan. Expecting where the ball's going to come, predicting where the ball's going to be. And Bravo missed his length, and Rashid Khan obliged beautifully hitting that one out the park. Could it be game on?
Can he get another six? Can he get another six? Will he go deep in his crease? Here's Bravo. Full toss. Full toss. What spectacular fielding on the boundary line. Aaron Hardy completing the catch, retrieving the ball, and saving his side from another six.
So just have a look as his foot's touched the ground or the rope. And that is an excellent piece of fielding from the Australian. Such an important moment in this game. That goes for six. All of a sudden, the nerves will be growing even more. Saved his team 5 runs. Seriously good piece of fielding.
Last delivery of the over, just 8 from the over so far. And he tries the paddle. Doesn't make contact, so you can say Bravo coming up with a superb over. Just 8 from it. 32 required from 6. It's 145 for 5. Restless crowd because MI New York fans, they still hold some degree of belief with Rashid Khan at the crease. It's Marcus Stoinis to bowl the last over. Right-handers hitting now to the larger square boundaries, so a little more challenging to clear the ropes, clear the boundary and get full maximum. Flicks it. Flicks well, that's a 4, that's a good start to the over. 50 up for Rashid Khan. His 3rd in T20 cricket. And his players and teammates, they appreciate it. What a knock.
Yeah, that is an incredible knock from Rashid Khan. Coming out when his team was in serious trouble. And what he's done is he's given them hope to follow up. What he did with the ball in the first innings, bowled beautifully. Has come out and scored his third 50.
And again, didn't quite get hold of it. And it's a good catch, good wicket. The partnership is broken. Substitute fielder Stevenson completing the catch. And a little cameo from Rashid Khan that gave MI New York hope has come to an end.
And there's the perfect example of the long boundary coming into play. Not completely out the middle, but he got a good piece of it. Travelled all the way, and an easy, comfortable catch for Stevenson. And Marcus Stoinis appreciating the knock that he just witnessed. Rashid Khan has to go for 50. MI now 149 for 6.
Surabada can hit a long ball. Equation impossible at this time. 28 from 4 required. Trickles for 1. But Rashid Khan, he's entertained in this innings, Chris Morris.
Yeah, from ball 1, came out with intent, understood exactly where he was looking to hit the ball, used the short boundary beautifully, took down his countryman. Some exquisite cricket shots all around the ground. Gave his team a glimmer of hope, got them back into this game. That was an excellent knock. So where do you think the MI New York team, go back to the drawing board, where do you think this game got away from them?
And it had to be in that Lexus power play when they only scored 31, lost 3 wickets. Made it quite difficult for that middle to low order to maintain that required rate. Aaron Pollard showed up a lot of deliveries in his innings. Monak Patel as well, playing a very good hand, getting runs. Still there, can he get a boundary? Went for the big shot. More importantly, in the gap, so gets another 6. This will help in the net run rate.
Yeah, Faf du Plessis showing the length. Just not short enough from Stoinis. Straight into his arc. Someone who's on 61, not going to miss out on that. There you go, Faf just saying. That is hit me height.
And you'll know if you're going short, get it to shoulder height, head height, make it uncomfortable. That's better.
And the catch is taken. So finally Mohamed Mohsin completes a catch after 2 previous opportunities.
And it's curtains now on MI New York. Patel, innings comes to a close.
Third time lucky for Mohsin. He ran back beautifully. We all thought it was going to go for 4, but he's done well. Covered a lot of ground. And the most difficult catch in cricket. He made it look quite easy.
Trent Boult. One legal delivery in this innings. Inside edge. Consolation boundary for MI New York and Trent Boult. but it doesn't prevent the Texas Super Kings from prevailing in this very important match. Texas Super Kings winning by 15 runs and securing 2 points. What a game, what a swing and shift in momentum. Entertainment in this cognizant Major League Cricket Season 2.
Lots of sighs of relief for the TSK. They were put under pressure towards the end of this game, and the big men stood up at the end. They responded to the pressure. The captain's call. They bowled an important final 2 overs, but you just have to feel what could have been for the MI New York team. They chewed up a lot of balls in the beginning of the innings. Unfortunately, it's come back to bite them at the end of this game. There's a happy fan group, the families of the TSK team, and they'll be happy they've got their points. They'll take it and run against a very, very good side.
So happy camp, Texas Super Kings. A little smile there from the coach, Stephen Fleming. Players having to work really hard to ensure that their fans are satisfied in this match number 12. But this game was really set up by the opening pair, Faf du Plessis, Devon Conway, producing that partnership of 85, and then Stoinis, who was that glue in the batting lineup with his unbeaten innings of 24, and complementing it with 4 wickets. All the bowlers playing a role in the defense, and smiles all around for Faf du Plessis and his side. So another special clash, proving to be entertaining. This was the response by MI New York. Their first 12 overs, just 3 boundaries. They struggled in that initial phase and left too many in the end. 2 brilliant innings, one from Monak Patel and Rashid Khan, gave them hope, but it was just too much in the end for the MI New York.
And the bowlers, Ziaulak was brilliant up at the top, 4 overs for 15. He was very good, set the
नींबू जैस्मिन की ताकत के साथ। नींबू की ताकत मैल की बैंड बजाए और जैस्मिन कपड़ों को फ्रेश बनाए।
Learn OpenCV in 3 hours. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn everything required to get you started with OpenCV in Python. We will be using Python since it is one of the most popular programming languages, and it has opened up numerous job opportunities in various sectors. We will start from the installation process right up to creating exciting projects such as detecting colors, shapes, humans, and even vehicle number plates. So if you are a beginner, don't worry, this course is for you. We will skip all the boring theory stuff and focus on the practical implementation, so you can get the computer vision skill set you have always wanted in your CV. By the end of the course, you will become familiar with the core principles of OpenCV and apply different techniques to solve real-world problems using computer vision. If you'd like to learn more about such projects, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell as I upload videos on a weekly basis. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we begin, let's look at the structure of the course. We will start with introduction to images, then perform the required installations. Then we will learn to read images, videos, and webcams, along with some basic must-know OpenCV functions. Later, we will learn to resize and crop images. Then we will draw different shapes and text on images. From there, we will get into some more advanced topics such as word perspective, joining images, color detection, contour detection, and even face detection. After we have understood the fundamentals, we will create 3 different projects using these core principles. These projects will include virtual paint, paper scanner, and the number plate detector. So let's start with introduction to images. So what are images made of? Let's say I wanted to display the number 3. I will take an array of boxes where each box could be filled or empty. So to write the number 3, we would color a few boxes to create that shape. Now some boxes are white in color, whereas some are black. We can denote all the black boxes as 0 and all the white boxes as 1. In this example, we have 10 by 10 boxes. If we wanted more detail, we can increase the number of boxes. In reality, these boxes are pixels. You would have heard of VGA, HD, Full HD, and 4K. All of these represent a fixed number of pixels. For example, VGA is 640 by 480. HD is 1280 by 720. This means VGA has 640 boxes in the width and 480 boxes or pixels in the height. Currently, the image we drew has only 2 colors, black and white. This is known as a binary image. In order to get more detail, we can have an image with more levels. This would mean instead of having only 0 and 1, we will have a range of values. Here we can see the difference between 2, 6 and 16 levels or shades of gray. But still the image is not very clear. So we will be using an 8-bit value. This will give us a resolution of 256, where 0 will be black and 255 will be white. This means we now have 254 colors between white and black. In other words, we have 254 shades of gray. This image is now known as a grayscale image. For a colored image, we have 3 grayscale images representing the intensities of red, green, and blue. In short, RGB. Adding these images together gives us a full color image. This means a colored VGA image is 640 by 480 by 3.
I'm Brinda Bhattacharya and I'm going to be your dean for the next 2 years. Why don't we introduce ourselves?
I'm Gurpreet and I'm from Time.
I'm Sadgi and I'm from Time.
Vishal from Time.
Nandini from Time.
Time.
Hold on. How many of you are from Time? Same story, time after time.
Cadbury Bonbon, truly intense.
Let's start with the installations. First, we will go to python.org and we will go to the downloads section. Here we are not going to download the latest version. Instead, we are going to download 3.7.6 as this works well with OpenCV. So we will click on download and then we will head on to the Windows version. Now, if you have Mac, you can download the Mac version as well. Once the download is complete, we will install. Make sure to add Python 3.7 to the path. So once the installation is done, we will close the dialog and head on to PyCharm. Now PyCharm is the IDE that we will be using to edit our code. So it is a code editor that will allow us to write our code, but it has a lot of functionalities which will help us in the coding process. So we will head on to its download section and we will download the community version as it is free. Once the download is complete, we will run the installation file. Here we will associate the .py files to PyCharm, and we will also add launchers directly to the path. Next, we will restart the computer and run PyCharm. So now we are going to create our new project. Here, before we start the project, we will look into the project interpreter. Now this has to be 3.7. So if it's automatically detected, then we are good to go. So let's write down OpenCV Python and hit create. So now this is the PyCharm environment. Over here we have the area where we will write the code, and on the left hand side we have the project files and the project folders. So if we open up our folder, we only have the environment, the virtual environment that was created. Now we need to install libraries or packages in these in this environment. So we will go to File, Settings, Project Interpreter, and here we will add and search. Now we will write OpenCV, and here we have OpenCV Python. So we will click on Install Package. So once the installation is done, we will close this, hit OK, and now we will create our first Python file. So we will right click on our project, we will go to New, and we will create a Python file. Here we will say chapter 1. Now as you can see in our project, we have the chapter1.py file, and here is where we can write our code. So let's import our OpenCV package. So we will write import and then CV2. CV2 stands for computer vision. Then we will print package imported. Now if everything runs fine, this should output package imported. So we will right click on the chapter 1 and we will press run. So now in the console we can see the package imported message has been sent. This means that our package is successfully imported, and now we can proceed further. So the first thing we will learn is how to read images, videos and webcam. So in order to read images, we have a function by the name imRead. So let's start by declaring the variable in which we will store the image. So we will call it img, and then we are going to use our package, which is CV2, and then inside that package we have the function imRead. Now this means we are reading an image. Now all we have to do is mention the path where this image is present. So I have created a resources folder in which we have the image lena.png. So we are going to define the path of this. So it is in the resources and then it is lena.png. So this imports our image from our resources folder, but now we need to display it. So to display, we have the function known as imshow. So we will use our package cv2.imshow, and in imshow we have to define two arguments. The first one is the name of the window, so we can say our output, and then we have to define which image do we want to display. So we will say img. So let's run this. Now the image did appear, but it went out immediately. So in order to add a delay so that we can see, we will write cv2.wait key, and then we will add the delay. If we put 0, it means infinite delay. But if we add a value, it means that many milliseconds. So for example, 1000 will mean 1 second. So for now we will put 0 and run. So here is our output image. So next we are going to learn how to import a video. So we have a video in the resources folder by the name test video. So let's import that. So we are going to remove what we had before. So now we are going to create a video capture object. So let's call it cap cv2 dot video capture. So now in this video capture, again we just have to define the path where our video is. So we will type in resources, and then we will say we will mention the name of the video, so which is test underscore video.mp4. So this will import our video, but now we need to display it. And as you know, video is just a sequence of images. So we will need a while loop to actually go through each frame one by one. So we will add a while loop, while true. Now we will capture our image. So all this will do is it will save our image in this variable, and then it will tell us whether it was done successfully or not. So this variable will be a boolean, which is true or false. Next we are going to show this result. So we will use the IMShow function as before, and then we will type in our video, for example, and then we will say IMG. Now we are going to add something that will add the delay and wait for the keyboard Q press if we want to break out of the loop. So you do not need to go into the detail of how this works. All you need to know is that this adds a delay and it looks for the word, the key press Q in order to break the loop. So let's run this and see what happens. So here we can see our video. Now the